One. We are live. Hello and welcome to Cricket Adda presents Cricket Addicts Season 2, Episode 1. And as you can see, it's a full house on the stream. We have some debutants, we have some old faces as well. I'll start with the old faces. Please put your hands together and welcome the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend. After taking the Punjab Kings to the final and working with Ricky Ponting, we have Kevin back with us. Kevin, unfortunate that Punjab lost the final, but it's a great achievement for them to make the final after 10 years. How was the feeling there in the dressing room when you were working with Ricky Ponting?
It was exciting and really amazing that what Punjab did was there was some part of Rajasthan Royals in them where they backed uncapped talent and they really delivered. And there is this notion and this myth about Punjab Kings, being the wooden spoon, kind of like a team. But if you see the record, it's pretty good actually. They've been very close to qualifying, just not being able to deliver the knockout punches, especially when it mattered the most. And this time, that innings that Shreyas Iyer played to push and kind of like help Punjab get into the into the finals. And it, I wish they could, just it was at the end of the day, it came down to just one boundary which they missed out. And there is this notion about MI sleeper agent Vadira not turning up on the day that mattered. But overall, it was a really wonderful campaign. And with Ricky Ponting and Shreyas Iyer at Punjab Kings, I think this is going to be the team that players would want to come and play for. And we heard a lot about players not enjoying the management, and just we saw that famous video from the most expensive player at the auction saying that I was afraid that this team didn't pick me. I'm pretty sure he's going to regret.
Definitely. Kevin is talking about Rishabh Pant, who said that he was afraid that Punjab Kings might pick him. As it turned out, Punjab Kings made the final. Lucknow Super Giants were nowhere close to it. Another person who we have seen on the stream is Shabby. He's still in Switzerland, as Amrit tells us, enjoying some personal time, but he has took out some time for us. An hour and a half is what he has told us. It can come down to an hour as well, depending on his personal commitments. But Shabby, how do you feel being back on the podcast? We are back after a while as well. So, how's everything going?
Yeah, all good. And honestly, I was really waiting for this one. It's almost a year or something since we did it last, and a lot of things have happened. India have won two trophies in between, which was the backlog from last 10 years. Then there was a whole IPL. There was whole a bunch of retirements we had. So definitely good to have back. Good to have this back and ready to discuss all these things.
Yes, Shabby also managing Vijay Mallya's Swiss accounts is what Kevin tells me. So वो बाद में बता देने का हमको कितना देने का है वो कितना दे रहा है वो बता देना थोड़ा वो ऊपर नीचे हो रहा है.
By the way, I have completed that 4 hours podcast watching.
Congratulations,
Raj
that's a
Chamale
big
Vijay Mallya.
achievement. That's a big achievement. Hopefully, people also watch our podcast. Two people have joined us on the stream in the comment section. If possible, if you have any questions regarding the IPL, regarding the India Tour of England, we'll try and answer. Also joining on the podcast is an old face in Ninad Lakde who has the background of Bapu, not Mahatma Gandhi. It's Aksar Patel, who has become an icon and legend in Indian cricket now. He is one of the leading players, led the Delhi Capitals, missed out on the playoff spot. Ninad, you are in the Indian Test jersey. I'm hearing rumors that you are going to cover the India Tour of England, going in England, all five venues. What's the news on that? Who is sponsoring you? Is it Vijay Mallya or Shabby?
No, no. It's this good friend of mine, Shubham Kulkarni, who's going to sponsor me for, yeah, it's going to be an all-inclusive tour where I'm going to do journalism for Cricket Addicts.
That's great news. We'll get on ground reporting. As you all know, I'm already in Lords, so Ninad will join me in a few weeks' time, making his debut on the podcast for the first time. Kevin will hand over his cap to him. Obviously, we don't have an actual cap; it's just a virtual cap. Amrit Sahu joins us on the podcast for the first time. He's also an MI fan, and obviously now that the IPL is over, he's an Indian cricket fan with the Indian Test team. But Amrit, how do you feel first time on the podcast? Full house. Are you
Eh,
excited for it?
For sure. Thanks for having me here. Really great opportunity to be talking to such great legends of the game, and sharing the
लेजेंड्स
mic,
बोलते
sharing
बोलते खुद ही
thoughts.
हंस रहे हैं सर, खुद ही हंस रहे हैं कि भाई लेजेंड्स तो है नहीं ये.
नहीं नहीं, legends तो हैं यार.
But yeah, I think Amrit is excited as well. Let's get into it. So, as you all know, it's IPL 2025 review and then the India tour of England. So, we'll start with the IPL 2025. Amrit, I'll start with you. RCB winning the IPL for the first time in the history of IPL after 18 years. Finally, Virat Kohli has an IPL trophy. We will not discuss what happened afterwards because that's controversial. But at the moment, winning the trophy, they deserved it, you have to say, after after a spectacular campaign, winning all 7 away games. That's something to talk about. All
Yes.
7 away games, and the team that they had assembled for the first time, Ninad will tell us that the bowling attack looked absolutely brilliant. uh, we saw Josh Hazelwood, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Yash Dayal, and a lot of these bowlers coming up. Krunal Pandya, how can we miss him? XMI player. So just a quick recap on that campaign for RCB, and what do you make of it?
I would say they chose the players very well, starting from the auction. I would like to credit Mo Bobat, who was the director of cricket for them. You know, if you look at their auction strategy videos, they have chosen players for all type of wickets, and especially their success away from home, that is something that has helped them go for the trophy this time, where they focus more on skills and consistency in performance, as compared to aura and brand which they earlier used to fill their team with, and focusing purely on cricket, and that has helped them get the results this time.
Yeah, definitely. As Amrit tells us, picking the right players for the right positions. Kevin, you can shed some light on this as well. Who has been an RCB fan in the past, who has written paragraphs about how RCB fails to make it to the playoffs. Yeah, your thoughts on what they did right this year as compared to the previous years.
I think they built a really solid team, and the best thing that happened to them was the way they strategized the auction. If you analyze the auction, I think they had just two players whom they kind of like crossed. They bid for more than 14 crores, and that is you had Venkatesh Iyer, which was, I don't know whether that was really a part of the plan, or they really felt he was worth 23 crores, but he was one that they went for more than 23 crores, and the next was Chahal. They went for 14 and a half crores for him. Besides that, if you see all the players, what they did is they just had these circuit breakers, price breaks, that they ensure that we wouldn't exceed more than 12 crores, and that is the best thing, that what they did is they spread out the entire 120 crores auction first, equally among the players. So there was no pressure on all the players, because they always had good backups. And if you see what they did excellent was they had Tim David and Romari Shepherd, which they got for 5 crores. And that would have been the same RTM amount if they did for Will Jacks. So Phil Salt was a really good addition. They could have gone Quinton de Kock, but they went Phil Salt. There was Liam Livingstone and Jacob Bethel for the all-round position. I was not confident in their death bowling and their spin bowling options, but Kunal Pandya had one of the best seasons, and the support that Suyash Sharma also provided was really top notch. And everything that could go well did go well with RCB. I'm not sure how good they are when it comes to defending this title, because teams are going to catch up. And what they something different that I noticed was, I think, that Bangalore pitch. I think they spiced it up a bit. It wasn't that normal flat batting wicket,
Hmm.
and despite that, I don't think it kind of like helped them in their advantage. But the best thing that they did is, I think, they became the best touring team. Kind of like, you can say, they won most of their overseas victories, and they played really beautifully in the finals. I felt that they were a bit short, but the bowling changes and the way they managed their fast bowling resources was excellent. I was really impressed with Josh Hazelwood. I kind of like bought him in the auction, in the fantasy auction that we played, but he kind of like he was unplayable at times. So
Yeah.
at the end, in the finals, he kind of like leaked a lot of runs, but but when RCB needed him to deliver, he definitely delivered. And I'm happy for Virat Kohli that it seemed like he was cursed. He was never kind of like he was never you can say blessed enough to win a title as a captain, and there was an opportunity for him to go back and be the captain, but he stepped aside. And the best thing that he ever did for the franchise was on day one he kind of like backed Rajat Patidar, and it made it very clear to the fans that he's your captain, he is the one whom you all have to support and respect the same way that you have respected me. And that is the best thing that happened for RCB and RCB fans, because the fans kind of like backed Rajat Patidar. You never saw them disrespect Rajat Patidar and say feel like we want Virat Kohli to lead us. There were no boos. There's nothing like that. Everyone, respected the players, and everyone. And at the end of the day, this is how the team culture is built around. So I'm very happy for RCB and for the RCB fans. I think they need to, kind of like keep their emotions and celebrations in check. But it's RCB at the end of the
Yeah, definitely they need to keep their emotions in check. But yeah, no booze there, as you said. Let's not go there as well. Shabby, a quick word on the big man Shreyas Iyer as well, who has created history, becomes the only captain to lead three different teams to the IPL final. Delhi Capitals in 2020, that was with Ricky Ponting. 2024 with Kolkata Knight Riders, that was with Gautam Gambhir. And 2025 now with Punjab Kings, again Ricky Ponting. Do you see Shreyas Iyer turning into a legend IPL captain? Is he already there, or he will be there in the coming upcoming seasons? And also a big question: does he deserve to be the Indian white ball captain? Let's not call it white ball, because as of now he's not in the T20 squad. ODI captaincy, your thoughts on that? Just a quick thought on Shreyas Iyer, because he has been absolutely fantastic as a captain with the bat. Top notch season for him, isn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Shreyas Iyer has to be appreciated a lot. Firstly, for captaincy. Secondly, he laid the batting with his captaincy. So that was also more important thing, which was not a case with RCB. Their captain was not performing a lot, but Shreyas Iyer was letting his bat do the talking. He was leading this kind of the inexperienced batting attack, because there was none, which I remember, which were the cap players in the Punjab batting lineup. So that was really great from Shreyas. Again, good answer to the KKR, his ex-franchisee, that they left him, and even with completely new team, new franchisee, he led them to the final. So again, very appreciable talent, I should say. And talking about India, so obviously in T20 setup, he is nowhere there right now. So it will take some time to make his place in T20 squad, if at all India considers him. But talking about ODI, no doubt he is like one of the most settled members in ODI side now, which is like perfect side since that 2023 World Cup which we had. So in that, if you see Rohit Kohli won't be. I mean, Rohit is obviously there. So in the time Rohit is there, he will captain. But after that, uh, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, I guess Hardik Pandya. So all these guys are there who are as an option. So from that, definitely Shreyas ranks higher than other options for the captaincy, I feel. But again, you also have Shubman Gill, who is will be getting the Test captaincy now. So if at all he does well, if the BCCI again wants to do the uniformity in the captaincy, something like that, then the Gill is definitely there as his competition. So never know.
Yeah, there will be a handful of discussion around that topic once we get to the ODIs, because as you said, BCCI might want a similar captain for the Test and ODIs, and Shubman Gill plays both formats. Obviously, T20s right now he's not in the squad, but let's pick the squad, Ninad. Before that, any emerging players? Obviously, Sai Sudarshan is the big one. Any other notable mentions which you want to talk about? Whether it's Vaibhav Suryavanshi, Ayush Mhatre for Chennai Super Kings, Digvesh Rati, he was brilliant in the IPL, wasn't he? With all his signings of autographs and putting down names in the notebooks. Any other fast bowlers, left arm fast, any other names which come to your mind after the IPL 2025, which you
Right.
would like to see a lot more of in the coming seasons?
So one pretty notable pick for me would be Priyan Sharia. The way he gave
Agreed.
those flying starts to Punjab Kings, him and Prabh Simran Singh. Prabh Simran Singh is also sort of an emerging player, but we've seen him around the circuit for a
Correct.
couple of years. He plays for
Mhm.
Punjab in the domestic as well. But Priyan Sharia, he just came out of nowhere, gave PBKs those blistering starts, which the likes of Shreyas Iyer, Nehal Vadera, Marcus Stoinis at times then could come and build upon. So he's been a vital cog to this side, which has experienced success after so long. Like if you pull up his stats as well, he's hit 25 sixes this season.
Mhm.
So it shows his ball striking ability, and he's a very clean hitter of the ball. And that's a little rare to see Indian openers play that brand of cricket. We've seen Abhishek Sharma. So I think after him, I would highly rate Priyan Sharia as one such player.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that is a great name out there. Priyansh Arya, he is definitely done a great job. I think everybody on the panel will agree with that. At the same time, now, yeah, Shabby, if you have any name
Yeah,
in
just
mind.
one thing I wanted to understand. No, I don't have name, but Sai Sudarshan, I was wondering how he was eligible for emerging player because yeah, I
Hmm.
know there is some criteria that 25 matches before the season,
Correct,
but he's
correct.
there since 2022, so I guess he shouldn't have been there as an emerging player because there were a lot of new emerging players. But
Yeah,
obviously, if he is fitting in that criteria, then definitely he was
yeah,
the one who was deserving it. And I guess he would be the first one to win Orange Cap as well as emerging player together
yeah. I
if
agree.
I remember
Yeah,
so. Yeah.
yes, yes,
So
yes. You're
again, that's
right
a
on that.
great thing. Yeah. But again, I thought emerging players should have been someone different because Sai Durshan is there since last 3 4 years.
Yeah, he
Another
has
name that
played for
comes to
India.
my mind,
Yeah, Nigam. Yeah,
if I could add on, is Vipraj Nigam.
yeah.
So, we saw DC spin attack. I mean, at the start of the season, we spoke about Akshar Patel, we spoke about Kuldeep Yadav,
Kuldeep
but
Yadav, yeah.
Vipraj Nigam also has been doing that role of adding pressure in the middle overs. And I think a couple of games where Akshar Patel wasn't able to play, he shouldered the responsibility of choking the run flow in the middle overs. And he's also a very handy hitter to come in the death and give it a good tonk. So that's another player who I feel, because of this new impact player rule, his all round abilities may not be as useful, but if that rule uh, goes away, I think he would be worth his weight in gold if he continues to play like this.
Yeah, definitely. One of the rare wrist spinners who bats well because generally with wrist spinners we see whether it's Chahal, whether it's Varun Chakravarti, Kuldeep Yadav, they are not known for their batting. But Vipraj Nigam in the first game itself showed his skills with the bat against Lucknow Super Giants. So now, just a news for all the panel members as well as the people watching. It's just two people, but whatever it is. Ajit Agarkar had called me yesterday, and he has this big task of picking the T20 World Cup for the 2026 for the T20 World Cup squad for the 2026 T20 World Cup, and that's the job with us right now. I'll share my screen. We'll work through this. All five panelists will help me through this. I'll just share my screen. Give me a minute.
Yeah. In the meantime, I just wanted to
Sure,
kind of
sure.
like bring out Prince Yadav's name out there.
Prince Yadav. Okay, yeah.
I really enjoyed what he was doing. The persistence with which he was going for the Yorkers. I know he didn't have that breakthrough kind of like
Mhm.
performance, but he was the, you can say, the bits and pieces in that bowling that helped LSG be competitive. I don't know why he was not back for all the games. They went back to Akashdeep, but I felt that Prince Yadav was a really good addition to that Lucknow side.
Yeah, I agree. He was impressive in the DPL as well, Delhi Premier League. Actually, Digvesh Rathi and Prince Yadav came from that league, and Prince Yadav was known for his Yorkers in that league. So yeah, I think he is one for the future for LSG. They're definitely releasing Akash Deep in the next season. But yeah, we will talk about the releases and all that in a separate video. For now, let's start with Amrit. Amrit, you can see the screen, right? And we have the T20 World. Anybody can chip in here as we go around. So let's start with the openers. I've listed six openers in the list: Abhishek Sharma, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sanju Samson, wicketkeeper, Sai Sudarshan, Shubman Gill, and KL Rahul, again a wicketkeeper. And we have to add two wicketkeepers to the final squad. So it can be anybody, but these are the six as of now. The wicketkeepers I have listed here. There are two here, and I think we just have three right now. But yeah, we can add somebody from outside this list as well. This is not a final list or anything, it's just a list which I made. Amrit, who are your openers? Who do you think should open for India in the upcoming T20 matches and in the World Cup as well? Abhishek Sharma, half decent season, 400 plus runs, you can say.
Yeah.
Jaiswal, gun season, 500 plus runs, 7 or 8 50s in that season. Sanju Samson was injured on and off the field. Sai Sudarshan, as we all spoke about, fantastic, and then Gill and KL Rahul right-handers as an option. Yeah,
Yeah.
Amrit, who do you want to
I
go
would
with?
say Abhishek Sharma and Yashasvi Jaiswal should be
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Third option could be either Sai Sudarshan or Shubman Gill.
Okay, okay. Well, what about others? Ninad, Shabby, Kevin, if you want to chip in here on the openers.
Just I just want to bring this point that like I want
Sure.
to is has Tilak Verma cemented his place
You don't
because
think
of
so?
I'm not sure because he had an excellent you can say series down in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
He had 200s,
Correct,
but
correct.
Sanju Samson himself had 200s there. So
Yeah.
I cannot understand if Tilak Verma has cemented his place, then definitely Sanju Samson, who has 300s, definitely should have cemented his place as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like coming back to the point is, if Tilak Verma bats at three, he's definitely a sure shot in this squad. But if you're looking at him at 4 and 5, then I'm not sure because he struggled this season and back in the when he played for Mumbai also, when he batted down the order. When it came to finishing in one cut, he was excellent. But when the pitch had something in it for the spinners, something he has shown to signs of struggling. And I don't know how they want to use him there. But if you're using him at three, I think that is the best position for him currently. But then what do you do with Surya Kumar Yadav? So it's a little kind of like a dilemma because how does India want to go about it? So that's why I just wanted to bring that point out. Ideally, I would feel because the best way to make the team is from what we to pick to see the side that we played last against England, and
Mm-hmm.
from there you pick and change and kind of
Sure,
like drop players based on form. So
sure.
based on that, I think I would like to back Samson and
Mm-hmm.
Abhishek Sharma for that matter. And Abhishek Sharma, just because he brings that all-round ability, he has the advantage over Jaiswal. Though I feel Jaiswal has a much more complete game, and we saw
Correct.
with the Abhishek Sharma, if I remove something called as a standard deviation and variance, he
Mm-hmm.
had that one sensational 100. But
Correct.
besides that, I think there's just another 50, and it was he struggled a bit. So I don't know how you want to kind of like go with that partnership. But for me, the my openers currently would be Samson and Abhishek Sharma, and based on the form of Jaiswal, I would like to have Jaiswal in place of Abhishek Sharma going forward to 2026.
Got it, got it. So Amrit has Abhishek and
Yashasvi.
Yashasvi as the openers. He doesn't have a keeper as of yet, and he is keeping either Sai Sudarshan or Gill as a backup. Kevin is going with Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma with Jaiswal as a backup. Fair call. Ninad, we have a question here. If you would like to answer that, do you see Samson fit in the best 11, or will KLR replace him? KL Rahul will replace him. It's the keeper discussion which which we will keep flowing throughout this discussion. But yeah, Lena, what are your thoughts on this? KLR again 500 plus run season for the Delhi Capitals, batting up and down the order, was opening, batting at 3, batting at 4 as well in some of the games. Samson, again, as I said, it was an injury prone season, so can't really judge on that. But what do you make of it? Does Samson keep his place in the 11?
No, I don't think so. Samson would be getting a place in the 11 because you've seen that we just had this discussion about the opening slot as
Mm-hmm.
well. So personally, I think Abhishek Sharma and Sai Sudarshan would make the opening slots
Okay.
with probably Surya at 3 or KL Rahul at 3 and Surya at 4. So Surya and KL, I think, in my opinion, would play at 3 and 4.
So are you just at this moment removing Tilak from the 11
Yeah,
as of now? Okay, okay.
being an MI fan, it's hard, but yeah, that is the truth. He's
Okay.
not in that great form. He
Mhm,
was before the IPL
mhm.
in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, but he hasn't really carried that form into the IPL. So I think KL Rahul and Surya would comprise of the middle order.
KL Rahul and Surya. So Ninad has his keeper in KL Rahul, but in the middle order, and you have Abhishek and Jaiswal, Abhishek and Sai
Sai
Sudarshan as
Sudarshan.
your openers. So we have a plethora of options here. That's why Ajita Gargar asked us to do it because he doesn't want to do it. Shabby, your thoughts on this? Because I don't have a final answer because Amrit went in with Abhishek and Jaiswal. Kevin went in with Sanju and Abhishek, and now Ninad is going in with Abhishek and Sai Sudarshan. Do you want to go in with Yashasvi and Sanju Samson just to spice it up?
Exactly, exactly. I was saying that. I was saying that. So Yashasvi is far better player than
And
Abhishek Sharma
Abhishek.
for me. For
Agreed,
me,
agreed.
because it's all format legends, and he will be as one of the greats of India. So Yashasvi would definitely fit in there. Sanju, for me, it fits in right now because purely based on experience and
Hmm.
purely based on the overall abilities brings in the team. Obviously, he's wicketkeeper as well. So for me, Yashasvi Sanju, and and obviously we'll have one spare opener as well in
Correct.
15. So for
Correct.
that slot, I would rope in Sai Sudarshan for me, purely based on the consistency. Sai Sudarshan is far more consistent than Abhishek Sharma. So
Mm-hmm.
if you are playing him one of two matches, I am very sure that Sai Sudarshan will perform in that one or two matches, but Abhishek won't perform maybe because he needs like long rope.
Correct.
So then he'll perform in one or two matches, something like that. But Sai Sudarshan brings in unreal consistency.
Okay.
And one more thing,
Sure.
if Sai Sudarshan is there, I don't think Shubman Gill can make it to the T20
Correct.
squad
Correct.
because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
both offer exactly same set of kind of T20 kind of batting. So only one of them will be in the squad among
Agreed.
Sudarshan and Gill. Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. So, Ninad is the only. I think even Amrit didn't agree with this, but I think let's go with Sanju Samson as of now. And here we can put in Yashasvi Jaiswal slash Abhishek Sharma. We are also confused. We don't know what is going to happen there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but just a
yeah,
question:
sure, Kevin. Yeah,
Does anyone in the room think that both can make it to the 15? Because I don't think so. That's a possibility. Is there anyone who feels that both could
Jaiswal and
make it?
Abhishek.
Yes.
If you remove Sai Sudarshan, then both can make it.
Yeah, then both can make it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yep. So I just wanted clarity on that because I
but
I
I
feel
think
that
Jaiswal has a better chance as compared to Abhishek because he has had a better IPL season.
Yes. So the way the selection goes, I feel that if Jaiswal has an exceptional Test series in England, then he gets into the ODI setup or in the T20 setup, and if he gets a few good knocks, then that's enough of backing to have Abhishek Sharma replaced. So it's tough on Abhishek or not Abhishek Sharma on Ajit Agarkar as to how he wants to use what stats when to kind of like have these changes, but definitely I think Abhishek Sharma has a little bit of an issue against the short ball, and Jaiswal's game is more complete because he will have the experience of playing in all conditions. But you're going to consider Sanju Samson and Yashasvi Jaiswal, definitely they're going to see that IPL record of how well that partnership is, and I don't think it's that great an opening
Mhm.
partnership between Sanju Samson and Jaiswal. So maybe these are stats that Gambhir will look closely at.
Yeah, but I think everybody agrees with that point from Kevin that Jaiswal's game is a more complete game as compared to Abhishek Sharma's game. So if you give say 7 games to Jaiswal, he'll be far more consistent than an Abhishek Sharma who can give you a swashbuckling century, but Jaiswal will be more consistent. And
Yeah.
compared to both of them, Sai Sudarshan might be more consistent as well. So we just don't know who can make it. We have three left-handed options. Sanju Samson is the right-handed option, Shubman Gill is the right-handed option, and KL Rahul is the right-handed option as well. Interestingly, Ninad put in KL at 4, which is also an option which we can consider. Let's go to the middle order. Tilak Verma, as we all discussed, might not have cemented his spot. So, Shabby, let's start with you on this. Shreyas Iyer, does he make it to the 11 as a number 4? And then the talks of captaincy can start. Obviously, not as of now, but first of all, he has to make it into the squad. Do you think Shreyas Iyer at 4 is a viable option? Because he did bat at 3 for most of the season, but towards the end of the season, he was batting at 4 with English at 3. Patidar, again, not a great season, so I would say he doesn't make it to the squad or the 11. Vadera, again, on and off. Shivam Dube was in the squad, in the Indian squad. That's why I've put his name, but again, not a great season. So if not Tilak, do you see Shreyas at number 4? Or KLR is an option for you as well?
Um, yeah, I mean, KL definitely at the lower preference than Shreyas Iyer, I would say.
Mhm.
So, if at all they want to consider someone from ODI squad, they will consider Shreyas Iyer. But
Mhm.
I still feel it's difficult to break into this squad for Shreyas Iyer as of now. We
Okay.
have Surya Kumar obviously as a fixed middle order. We
Correct.
have Hardik Pandya as a middle order player.
Yeah.
We have Tilak Verma who would be there in the 15 at least, if not in the 11. So Tilak
Okay.
Verma is there. One more thing you have missed here is Akshar Patel is not number 7 batsman. Akshar Patel is
Yeah.
regularly batting at number 5 or 6 now.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
he is a middle order player, I would consider. He's not Jadeja. So you have one more middle order, what can I say, player there, Akshar Patel. So with all this player already there, yeah, we have a place for one more player. Maybe that can be the Shreyas Iyer, or Shivam Dube if they still value his bowling skills, Shivam Dube's. So there will be toss up between Shreyas Iyer, Shivam Dube, and obviously Tilak Verma as well.
Amrit, how do you see this middle order shaping up? I put in Aksar at 7 because, I mean, yeah, obviously he will float around. Let me make it clear that this is not the batting order this will be followed, because
Yeah,
Surya
yeah,
can
yeah.
bat at 4 at
Correct.
times as well. But yeah, Aksar is definitely in the 11. Hardik is there in the 11. How do you see that 4 and 5 shaping up? Rinku as well
I
again had a.
I agree with Shabby.
Hmm.
Shreyas Iyer will be there 100%,
Hmm.
and Akshar can again bat
Bat
up the
at
order
5.
as per the
Correct,
situation.
correct. Hmm.
I would also give an option to Riyan Parag.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, yeah,
He has been doing well
correct.
with his chances for India, and as well as for Rajasthan, he has had a good season. I would say not an exceptional one, but a good season.
Ninad, Kevin, Shreyas at number 4 as of now. I know Ninad you put in KLR, but Shreyas again had a fantastic season, 600 plus runs. So you
So,
put
so
in.
I'll, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put it this way: like the only way that Shreyas Iyer can make it into the side and be a permanent for Indian team is if he markets himself as a new number 4. He's
Okay.
done well in ODIs. If he kind of like starts batting in T20s and in his for first class also at number 4, and he kind of like builds that kind of like a reputation, then definitely. But
Hmm.
currently, it's very difficult because I'm not sure where Surya Kumar Yadav wants to bat. What is his position? Because if he's going to bat at 4, then definitely Tilak Varma becomes 3. But if
Okay.
Surya Kumar Yadav wants to bat at 3, you want someone who is responsible at that number 4 position, and that
Hmm.
is where you can have a Shreyas Iyer or even a KL Rahul for that matter. You want that guy who's experienced enough in case if the top 3 go, like we had it in the finals, I think. Our top 3 went out quickly, and then you had someone like Akshar Patel coming in.
Akshar Patel coming.
Yes,
Yes.
and the reason to have Akshat Patel come in is it helps because what he does well is that he takes on the left arm spinners. And with Tilak Varma, I'm not sure. I would have to revisit the stats to see how good he is, because when you say that we want a left hand in the middle, you want someone who can keep the left arm spinner or the opposition left arm spinner in check. And that is where I'm a little confused as to how they're seeing it. Because make no mistake, Shreyas Iyer is one of the best players of spin that we have, and
Correct.
if Tilak Varma has not shown to be a good player of spin, so I don't know see how you want to go about that. But for me currently, though I love and like Shreyas Iyer, I feel Tilak Varma because of what he's done for India. You would
Hmm.
definitely have him at 4, and maybe Shreyas Iyer is that that backup
Backup
kind
batter.
of like yes backup
Got it.
batter at the moment.
Got it. Got it. Ninad, this discussion seems to is getting interesting. Shreyas Iyer, Tilak Varma. I have put a slash now. Let's move on to number 5. Rinku, thoughts on him? Number 5, obviously, as Shabby said, Akshar Patel can definitely float in, come in at number 5. So that's an option open for the team management to, for the coach and the captain to do whenever things are asked for. But again, we need a batter as well at number 5. Rinku hasn't had a great IPL, on and off again. Shashank Singh has emerged not only with his batting but also with his predictions before the season, saying that Punjab Kings will finish in the top 2. They did finish in the top 2. Naman Dheer, your guy at the Mumbai Indians, who has had a fantastic season in the last 4 overs, 16 to 20. And then the two keepers, Jitesh and Jurel. Jurel, I would say, hasn't had a great season, so I would probably not keep him there. Jitesh has had a couple of good knocks. So, and as Amrit said, Riyan Parag is an option. You can put in KLR as well, KL Rahul. What are your thoughts? Number 5 there, Ninad.
It's a little complicated here. It depends, I guess, where the team management wants to
Hmm.
play Akshar Patel. That might be the vital,
Correct,
uh,
correct.
what do you say, sort of the main piece of the puzzle.
Mhm.
Because you've seen them play Akshar in the previous T20 games at number 5, but maybe that was something that Rohit specifically wanted of Akshar. I don't know. So you don't know what Surya's approach would be. So ideally, I think Akshar would just he would play at 7, and they would probably want to get a proper batsman at number 5, a
Mhm.
specialist batsman. So looking again at the options that we have, Patidar isn't in much form.
Correct.
Vadhera, Shashank, Namandir, there can be a toss up between them. Rinku as well.
Yeah.
Uh, so Rinku, yeah, he tongs pace pretty well, but again, spin, you're not very sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think number 5 would be a little too early for Rinku.
Correct.
So yeah, but again with the batting order, we can have a bit of shuffling. You can say Hardik coming at 5, Rinku coming in at 6, or depending on what the matchup is, what the entry point is, how we used to discuss for Dinesh Karthik.
Correct.
So yeah, we could. So out of all these players, I think Rinku is the most capable player who looks to slot in the playing 11. But don't be surprised if a wild card entry like Shashank Singh or Namandir also gets in, because they've shown what they can do in the IPL.
Yeah. I completely agree there. Nina talking in analyst terms as well, matchups, entry points. So you can just see that a couple of teams will approach him as soon as the stream ends, and we might see him with one of the IPL teams next year, or maybe just Gambhir calls him up saying that please explain us how to fill up this team. Amrit, your thoughts? Because I mean, there are a lot of options, and it's really difficult to choose. Ninad summed it up really well. He said that Rinku probably is the most capable, but Shashank, Dheer, Vadera all have done great. Jitesh is an option. As he said, Aksar can come at 5 and then Rinku can slot in at 6, Hardik at 7, based on the matchups, entry points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on
I
this?
think I think number 5 will be one slot which will have some trial and error in the upcoming bilateral series.
Hmm.
And for now, I think Rinku has been a consistent. Uh, didn't have a good season this year, but that could be because he didn't get that much chance, or uh, he wasn't able to make the most of the Kolkata pitch. Uh, but I think Rinku is in the front runner for this position right now. The selectors might also give chance to Namandir and
Yeah.
uh, Jitesh Sharma as well.
Shabby, if you just want to finalize the selection here, because you are the head chairman of selectors. So, as you decided, we had Sanju and Jaiswal. Who's your number 5 here?
My number 5 is Akshar Patel. I'll move him up as a
Hmm.
permanent. Only reason because Gambhir batted him at 5 in ODIs as well.
Correct.
So I'm thinking from the Gambhir's point of view as well. So he will definitely give him number 5 spot. 6
Mm-hmm.
would definitely be Akshar Patel. And then at 7, you will have a proper finisher. So there
Okay.
you can have a Rinku Singh or Shashank Singh or Namandir or even Nihal Vadera. So
You just named
whoever is
all
more
four.
popular on
You
this.
just
I mean, based on others' opinions, whoever was popular based from the finishers will keep him at number 7.
okay.
Yeah, I would like to chip in, and I feel none
Yeah.
of these are in contention. I feel.
Okay.
Yep, I feel that what they're going to do is they might either they will have Tilak Varma over there at that number 5 position, and number 4 first will be I think offered for Shreyas Iyer because of that wave that he has received now.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, and if not Shreyas Iyer, they might want to bring in KL Rahul based on his ODI kind of like stats and that
Mm-hmm.
the ability that he has now shown to absorb pressure and be very versatile. Because when you have someone like a KL Rahul in the side, there's always pressure on Sanju Samson. You could even consider dropping him from
Correct.
the
Yeah.
from the
Fair.
15, and then
Mm-hmm.
because it's a T20 World Cup in India, we don't know about the conditions, so maybe you would want to have an experienced player over there. Rinku Singh definitely would have been kind of like the front runner, but with this IPL he had opportunities, and I don't know why. I don't think he even got a 50. I think 38 was his highest
Yeah.
score. So
Correct.
he's definitely fallen off. Maybe they might give him an opportunity in the next series to see how he's coping. But besides them, I don't see anyone coming in. Shashank Singh, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Jitesh Sharma could be a front runner, but if you see that IPL, he just had one good knock, and
Correct.
maybe he started off 40 of 19 in initial. The first this, but after that, it was all you can say. It wasn't anything great. So
Mm-hmm.
based on what we have seen, I feel that we will go back to some an ODI proven kind of like a player. So it's either Shreyas Iyer or KL Rahul who might get that number 5 position with Tilak Varma, assuming he's at number 4. And they would have Akshar Patel and Hardik Pandya in the side, and Akshar Patel would be used as that floater in between, just in case you want to, kind of like be that pinch hitter or the firecracker. But I don't think that any of these new youngsters could be considered for at least the 2026 World Cup. Yeah, 2026 World Cup.
So who is the spare wicketkeeper?
That's where KL Rahul comes into the picture. Sanju Samson and KL Rahul is what I'm considering as the best options, because Dhruv Jural, though he batted number 5, I don't think he showed that ability to finish games and close out games. KL Rahul has had that reputation of closing out games. Even Shreyas Iyer has shown that ability. Tilak Verma also, I think, in the last series showed that ability to finish off games. And when I'm saying finish off games, I'm not intending or insinuating about the first innings. I'm talking about the second innings under pressure chases. That is where we need experience. So we don't have Virat Kohli who had shown that ability. So definitely the next best, if you see, Shreyas Iyer has done that on a multiple occasions this season. Even KL Rahul, I think he had that good innings against RCB. So mm, besides that, I don't think anybody has closing out games. Jitesh Sharma definitely had that. I forgot the opposition. Was it LSG? That
LSG,
he,
yes.
yes,
LSG.
but if you see LSG bowling, that was one of the weakest bowlings you could
Correct.
consider. So
Yeah.
that doesn't have kind of like, and Shashank Singh, maybe had he won that IPL final, then maybe things would have been different. But that also too has not, because we are looking at a position where we expect the batter to bat with the tail, who can shepherd the tail, take own the strike and then dominate the opposition. And these players, for example, like Namandir was the only player who looked in form and in sync for every innings he played. Just that he didn't have enough deliveries to deliver a knockout punch. So based on that, I feel that I feel Shreyas Iyer and KL both, if they are considered, I think we solve a lot of our problems that we have while making the 15.
Ajit Agarkar, I give up. Because this is getting really confusing now. Kevin has come up with Tilak at 3, Surya at 4, KLR at 5 maybe, and then Hardik at 6 and Aksar at 7, which is a valid point which he makes, that you need people who can finish off games. A lot of discussions going around. I don't know. Let's just keep it as it is with the top 7. We can type in KLR here as well. Obviously, this is not the batting order. I'll clarify it again. This is not the batting order. Aksar can come down, KLR can come up, Rinku can come up. The batting order is all dependent on the match situation and the entry points and who is bowling, the matchups and all that. Now, these three are definitely in the 11. I feel Kuldeep Yadav ahead of Varun Chakravarti. That's something which can be discussed. Number 8 is an open option. If we need a pacer, then Harshit Rana is an option. And if we need a spinner, then Sundar is an option. But too low for Sundar to bat at that position. But that is what it is. And then 12, 13, 14, you have three other players. I think one of Siraj or Shami can make the squad, if not the 11. Harshit Rana will definitely make the squad, I feel. Does everybody agree with that? Harshit Rana should make the squad. Squad, I'm saying, not sure about the 11. Yeah,
No,
Amrit.
no, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Amrit, you want to go ahead, but I don't feel Harshit Rana. Had his stocks, I think, fell down after this IPL. And Amrit, you can
yeah,
take
I
it over.
agree. I agree with you. He didn't have a very good IPL, but I think Prasidh Krishna can be one of the options here.
Prasidh Krishna should yeah, can make the squad. Yeah, Prasidh Krishna can make the squad. So let's look at the Pacers. I think considering that we are playing in India, three Pacers and Hardik Pandya should be enough. I- is that fine with everybody? Three Pacers and Hardik Pandya is fine, or do you need another Pacer in the squad as well? Shabby, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean that would be enough because it would be spin heavy
Correct.
squad, I guess, for World Cup in India. So yeah, three pacers should be enough.
So yeah, let's keep one of this as a backup. He can definitely make the 11 as well if we put in say a KL Rahul here. So that takes care of your second wicket
Fair.
keeper as well. We can just add an option here if you want. I think Shashank Singh should be ahead of say a Nihal Vadera or a Shivam Dubey. Sorry, or Namandhir, but not sure Namandhir can be there as well. Now you have two spots. Now, yeah, I think Pacers are covered. We can put in spinners now. I think Chakravarti will make the squad as Kuldeep's backup. Varun Chakravarti will make up for the squad. So yeah, Varun Chakravarti will be there. And now the number 8 spot. I initially thought Washington Sundar can make it, but I mean, then obviously you're not using his batting, which is fair. I think he's not a great T20 batter. Mumbai Indians fans might disagree with him, seeing that innings in the in the eliminator. But yeah, Sundar is an option. Who else can come in at number 8? Shardul Thakur, Deepak Char seem like the right
Sai
option, but
Kishore,
obviously Sai
I
Kishore
feel.
is a good option. Sai Kishore is a good option because India did play two left arm spinners in the T20 World Cup. It was Jadeja and Aksar, so Kishore and Aksar won't be a bad idea. Krunal,
How?
and
How
Akshar would
will
be a
Sai
good.
Kishore's batting skills? How will you
He's
compare him
decent
with?
with the bat. He's decent with the bat. Can hit a few big ones, but yeah, obviously not as good as Akshar or Jadeja. So yeah, that's there. Kevin, your thoughts on this? Sundar, Kishore, Krunal.
It's tough. I feel that if you're playing in India, then definitely I think Varun will play in that position.
Well,
You
one
know,
name which I right now I've found out is that I've missed this guy. If he is in discussion, I just missed this guy as well. So yeah, sorry, Kevin, go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say that I feel that India will play a top seven batting and five proper bowlers, four
Okay,
proper bowlers. Yeah, so I think Varun will definitely be that in that
in
number
the
eight position.
got
Yep.
it. Got it. So you're saying, oh, sorry, you're saying the batting ends at seven, and then you have, say,
Yes.
a Kuldeep, who is probably the best with the bat in these four, or a Bumrah. But
Yep.
this will be the bowling.
I guess
This,
Arshdeep is the better batting.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, India would hope that it doesn't go down to that, but
yeah, yeah,
yes, definitely. And I think Washington Sundar would be in that number 12 position
yeah.
because the only reason why I don't want Washington in the playing 11 is that I don't see a lot of left-handers now currently in
Correct.
the international circuit. And
Mhm.
his strength, Washington Sundar's strength in the past was to bowl in the power play. But when you have Arshdeep Singh who can swing it, and even Hardik Pandya loves to bowl with a
In
new
the
ball.
power play, correct. Yeah.
So yes, so then you
And
don't need.
even Aksar, if two right-handers are opening, then Aksar will bowl an over or two here and there in the power play as well. So yeah,
Exactly. So that way I feel that maybe if the batting ends at seven, it should not be a problem. But that's where it's a call that they have to take as to how they want to play. Because I think in the England series, we correct me if I'm wrong. I think correct me if I'm wrong, but we had Ravi Bishnoi play in that
yeah,
Kuldeep Yadav spot. You had
correct,
you had Shami play instead of Bumrah. You had
correct.
Arshdeep Singh. So I think the lineup was just this.
Similar, yeah, similar
Yeah.
lineup. They're just, yeah, like to like replacements based on
Mm.
availability and fitness. So yeah, so yeah, this is the final score. No, I'm not sure if this is the final score. Lot of permutations, combinations, and we missed out Nitish Kumar Reddy, who could come in the discussion. We are not sure. Rian Parag will come in the discussion for sure, as Amrit says. He becomes an all round option. Can bat in the top four, can bowl some off spin, and his spin bowling was quite effective in the IPL. Not in terms of wicket taking, but obviously with conceding runs or saving runs, you can say. But yeah, this is what we have come up with. Pace bowling options are something which looks a bit weak. I think Bumrah, Arshdeep, Prasid, and then probably Harshit, one of Siraj, Shami. You just have four or five options there. Probably another few options, and then India would have been in a better place, because in the spin you see you have Kuldeep, Chakravarti, Sundar, Aksar, Sai Kishore is an option. Krunal Pandya has had a great IPL as well. So yeah, in spin you have options. In pace probably there are one or two less options. But yeah, it is what it is. Openers, lot of options. That's
Yeah.
something which Ajit Agarkar will debate for hours in that selection meeting.
Yep, I'll just bring out one name. I think Avish
Sure.
Khan would definitely be ahead of Prasidh Krishna because Prasidh
Mm-hmm.
Krishna, the only way you could use him best is if you want to use him in the middle overs.
Middle overs,
And,
yeah.
and I think that India would prefer to, have that spin choke with having two spinners in the middle overs. So having Avish Khan helps because he has that tendency to go for Yorkers. I'm not sure. I know Prasidh Krishna bowled one or two good Yorkers this season, but if they want someone who can bowl, kind of like in the power play and in the death overs and go for 40 runs and take one or two wickets, then Avish Khan seems a much better option rather than Prasidh Krishna who bowls in the middle overs and goes for like one for 30 or two for 22. So maybe it's because it depends on how they want to. What is the planning
Correct.
behind it?
Yeah.
But I feel that the best way that Ajit Aruk can do it is to start from the bottom, go with the bowlers first, and then build a batting around it, rather than try with the start with the batting and then because your batsman may just have to face 10 balls or 20 balls, but the bowlers definitely have to bowl 4 overs. So you pick your
True.
best, and we saw this IPL, the teams that had the better bowling lineups, they were a batter short, but they still were competitive enough. So I think if we have a strong bowling lineup, I think definitely, and these are home conditions. Only dew is the only problem that we might have to face. But besides that, I think we have a good squad.
Yeah. I agree. We have a good score overall. We'll see in the upcoming T20 series, bilateral series. As Amrit said, there will be a lot of trial and error for a few spots to see who fits in where and how is the score
I
shaping up.
I had just one point
Sure,
to make here.
sure.
So, looking at all these options, I was one thing came into my mind that are we ruling out two players completely? One is Rishabh Pant,
Hmm.
second is Yuzvendra Chahal. So, are we absolutely ruling them out? Yuzvendra Chahal I took the name because the World Cup is in India,
Correct.
and Rishabh Pant because he is there in other formats. He was part of last World Cup, so are we ruling them out completely?
Panel, if anybody wants to chip in, I'll give my thoughts. Chehel, I think Kuldeep has pipped him. Chakravarti has pipped him. So Chehel, and he had two good games, 4 wickets in those two good games, in the game against KKR and the game against Chennai. But apart from that, he was on and off. Pant again, I would say similarly. Sanju Samson has pipped him, and KL Rahul might be a better option because Pant, even though he did have that fantastic century in that last game, he definitely had a really bad season. Anybody else on this? Amrit, Ninad, Kevin,
No, I
Yeah,
think
Chehal, Pant?
we had uh, we have a good talent pipeline and a lot of good talent coming up. So unfortunately, Chehel again he has some fitness issues as well,
Mhm.
so he might not be able to make it to the squad. And again, the same with Rishabh Pant. He had a really bad IPL, but let's see if he gets the chance to do well in bilaterals, or maybe he does good in other formats. He might be considered.
Yep, I'll just put it across like this: that if Chahal has to come to the site, Varun Chakravarti would have to have a very bad, next few months, because both of them are similar kind of like players in the field. Both are poor fielders. Both of them do well with mystery, and with Varun Chakravarti, he's doing well with the lens. But if he comes up against a batter who kind of like likes to play from the back foot, definitely he's going to go for runs. So it depends, because Chahal has that. His game is where he likes to loop the ball in. He expects the batsman to come out and be stumped, or lose, be deceived in flight. But nowadays we're seeing not a lot of players wanting to get stumped. Everyone's playing from the crease, so that's where Chahal is not been effective. So I don't see Chahal anywhere in, because Bishnoi, uh, from the last series, Bishnoi has pipped him ahead. Though he had a poor IPL, but I think they'll go back to Bishnoi before they want to go to Chahal. And with Pant, the only place any left-hander wants to come in has to beat Tilak Verma at the moment. So as long as Tilak Verma is batting and doing well at number four, definitely there's no way Shivam Dubey or even Shivam Dubey, Rinku Singh, or even Rishabh Pant can make it into the side. Definitely, I'm pretty sure that they would want to give Rishabh Pant many opportunities, and because he's a talented guy, just like we backed Rohit Sharma. Definitely going to try to back Rishabh Pant based on other format successes. But if you see what KL Rahul has done and even Shreyas Iyer has done, and they've been doing it for the past few seasons, even in the IPL. So Rishabh Pant has a lot of catching up to do. If he has a sensational, let's say, I think he's only playing the test series. So if he has a sensational
Yeah,
test series, then maybe we could consider him. But as of now, there are a lot of players, who are ahead of him.
fair, fair. Ninad, I'm assuming you agree that Chehel and Pant are not nowhere in the discussion as of now.
Yep, totally agree. No comments.
No, nothing new to add is what Ninad says. As we shift from the T20s, it's time for the cricket's purest format. Unfortunately, two of the biggest Indian stars have not opted out, retired from Test cricket in May 2025. They won't be part of this big upcoming Test tour. Initial thoughts, Amrit, let's start with you. Obviously, I'll go around the room as well with the squad and everything. But Amrit, Rohit Sharma, and then within a week's time, Virat Kohli, probably, not probably, I would say India's best Test captain, uh, uh,
For
retiring
sure.
from Test cricket, and we won't see him in the whites now, because everybody knows that these, especially old cricketers or who are in their 30s, enjoy this format at its best. Yes, they play a lot of T20 cricket, they play a lot of white ball cricket, but this is the format which they keep talking about, as to they enjoy playing this 5-day game and winning games, especially in overseas conditions, and we won't see both of these. What are your thoughts on this?
An interesting thing to notice. These were the last people from the generation which first started playing first class cricket
Correct.
and then came to playing professional cricket, while the other players are mostly the ones who came from IPL,
Correct.
uh, then played first class cricket
Hmm.
or something like that. So yeah, certainly I think we might see some certain skills uh, dying away, perhaps. I mean, that's my thought.
Interesting, interesting. Kevin, your thoughts on Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli? We had a lot of discussion on our group as well about Rohit Sharma and him not playing the Sydney Test, opting out, missing out, whatever the word was. He didn't play the Sydney Test. I had put it on the group saying that probably he has played his last test, and as it turned out, it was his last test. Virat Kohli, though, was probably not as expected as Rohit Sharma, because the thing with Rohit Sharma was as well, he was the captain. So if he wanted to play, he had to lead. So there are a lot of things there. Virat Kohli, yes, he didn't had a great Australia tour. He hasn't had the best of 3 years in Test cricket, but he had a century in Perth. And you see him that because of his fitness, because of his age, probably he could have played for another couple of years. A big tour coming up, he would have been a key member. Your thoughts on what has happened there?
Yeah, so I think it was a little tough pill to accept because two greats suddenly, walking out of, kind of like moving away from this format. And with Rohit Sharma, I had actually mentioned it, that if he wasn't captain, I don't think he would have been a part of the, of the part of the 11 on one of our group channels. And I think what the discussion that may have happened was that they didn't see him fit into the 11 as a player, and his leadership qualities also in the test cricket we saw it in the VGT was not up to the mark, because the moment he came back, the India started losing, and there were periods in the game where you felt that he should have been more proactive, but turned out to be more defensive. And so with Rohit Sharma, I'm definitely sure the conversation was that we are sacking you as captain, and we'll pick you as a player contingent on you performing well in domestic. And that is
Correct.
something that I think he didn't take well. So because of which he said, it makes much more sense, because at the age of 37, there's nothing for him to prove. Going back and scoring runs, because the guy who's going to come in is much more younger and much more fresher. Definitely is going to has that hunger in him to do well. And Rohit Sharma, I think he felt that it's better to leave on his own terms, and that's why he quit. And with Virat Kohli, I feel that what may have happened is, if rumors are to believed are true, he may have asked for the captaincy and trying to, he may have wanted to be that Mr. Fix It, and kind of like be that temporary bridge for the next WTC cycle, until unless they got someone better. And BCCI may have said, no, we don't want to go that way. We want to get someone young in place whom we can groom. And that's where he may have felt, anyway, my form is, kind of like on the decline. Already the fans are, they're upset that Rohit Sharma was asked to retire, and Virat Kohli, who's been struggling for the past 5 years, wants to continue. How is this possible? And he may have felt that, at this age, he doesn't have to answer anyone. So he may have said, I might as well retire at time when people say, why you retired, rather than continue and hear the abuses for the rest of his life. So that's why I think he took that decision, which I feel that even BCCI may have been shocked. They may have not expected that. And now it's there's a big void over there, because unlike Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, I always found him as someone who you always you felt that he had that hunger and fight in him. He always tried to work on his game and improve, although the results in the last 5 years may have not said that likewise. But if you see in his game, he never felt he never felt discomforted, or out of comfort. He always felt in the flow, and then there was a bad shot that he lost his wicket. So it's saddening that in one, I thought that all of them would retire by the end of the home season, but already we have three guys who have suddenly quit, and luckily Jadeja is still hanging in there. Shami, I feel also, I don't see him continuing. Maybe they might give him a few games, and then he's also washed out. So let's see now what happens from here. But yeah, these are my views on it. I felt that if BCCI had considered Virat Kohli at least for this series as captain, because he's the most experienced guy, and whoever your candidates were, I think Rishabh Pant was the best candidate out there from the batter's perspective. But you gave it to Shubman Gill, who has not even justified himself neither as a leader nor as a batsman. So, I think Virat Kohli's ego may have got hit that, he didn't want to play under such a captain who cannot inspire that kind of like confidence. And that's where we are now.
Interesting turn of events there from Kevin. Probably has some inside news. We'll get there later on the group. Shabby, but moving on from Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, I think Amrit mentioned in the private chat as well, saying that Ashwin will be missed as well. He announced his retirement during that BGT series after the Gabba Test, which was again a sad moment for Test cricket fans, because he has been India's big match winner in home tests especially. But yeah, moving on from all these three big names, captaincy was a big issue because Rohit Sharma was the captain in the BGT, and the obvious name which everybody talked about was Jasprit Bumrah, because he had led in the Perth Test, he led in SCG. But obviously, as we all know, that he is not going to play all five tests. Ajit Agarkar came out and said, or I think Gambhir in the press conference latest in the latest press conference has said, we have not decided which three tests he will play. So there is a clear indication that he's definitely not playing all five tests. And based on that, the new captain is Shubman Gill, as at the age of 25, and a lot of people are not happy about it, Kevin including, mentioning right now on this panel as well, but in our group as well, on social media as well. Shabby, your thoughts on Shubman Gill being India's test captain after having an average of 35 in test cricket? Were there any other options once Bumrah got ruled out from that race? Were there any other options? Because Amrit talks about KL Rahul as an option. Anybody else you see? Kevin talked about Rishabh Pant, but again, his IPL captaincy was not up to the mark. Any other options you saw? Jadeja, maybe that's what Ashwin was suggesting in one of his podcasts.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, what
Yeah,
are
yeah,
your
I saw that podcast as well, Ashwin and Jadeja. And Jadeja, I guess first time he came out so openly that he was also interested in the captaincy setup. But yeah, the things that some player are always considered as a captaincy candidate, some are never considered as a captaincy candidate. So that's what has happened with Jadeja. But yeah, honestly, even I'm not very happy with Shubman Gill getting the captaincy. It's too early for him. Another thing is you are giving him the toughest series ever to start his captaincy with. That's very bad. I mean, you should start at least at the home season.
home series? Yeah.
Bumrah should have gotten it in whatever matches he was going to play, and we can have someone named as a vice captain, and that vice captain can take over of the remaining matches. So that is very normal thing to follow. At least for this series, this should have been happened. That Bumrah is your permanent captain, and some of vice captain, whoever is maybe Shubman Gill, it's okay to keep him vice captain, and then he will lead in those remaining matches. So that should have been a good gradual shift that would have been. But right now, it is not gradual shift; it is like sudden shift that has happened. So that is something bad. One thing I wanted to add here is we always mentioned about three players retired, three players retired. There are two more players who are virtually retired now, you can say, Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane. And I'm feeling bad for that as well. I'm feeling really bad that if they are not considering Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, then obviously these two players are also
Correct.
nowhere in the
Correct.
setup now for Indian Test squad. And I'm feeling really bad for that thing as well. That two pure test players, we are going to miss them as well.
Yeah, interesting. Ninad, if you want to chip in here on the whole series now, Shubman Gill will be leading India. Ben Stokes is leading England. It's the Baz ball era. 5 test match series, as Shabby mentions. This is a tough assignment for Shubman Gill as his first stint as captain. 5 tests, as you can see the schedule on the screen as well. This is not going to be easy, Ninad, isn't it? Because baseball is at its high. England, at especially in home conditions, are dominating, scoring 500 runs in a day. Yes, it was the Zimbabwe attack, but they will score 350 against India if Bumrah doesn't play a couple of test matches. This looks like a tough task. How do you see this going? Because it can go pear shape in absolutely no time, and India might be 3-0 down going into the fourth test. Your thoughts on this?
So yeah, it's definitely a really hard challenge. Um, so we've seen Ajit Agarkar say that Bumrah is going to play 3 games.
Yeah.
So I think, I mean, the most ideal scenario would be to have him play the first, third, and fifth game, where you have ample amount of rest in between games. You don't have back-to-back games, and having him play in the first and fifth game, you're giving yourself a good chance to start strong and finish strong. So the bowling really has to fire. English conditions, you're going to get a lot of movement, a lot of swing up front. So I think Arshdeep Singh is also key to the Indian setup with Bumrah and Arshdeep up front. Um, they have to be there among the wickets. We've talked this in terms of IPL that good batsmen win you matches, but good bowlers win you tournaments. Good bowlers also win you series. So having our bowling attack has to step up, because if you see batting, someone's going to do something will happen, but it's the bowling that uh, is paramount for us if we have to see what's the key to victory.
Fair. Fair. As we speak, the India A game against the England Lions is on. The first game has taken place. Karun Nair, who is back in the test squad, score a double hundred. Amrit, let's chip in here on the squad. Shubman Gill, captain Rishabh Pant, vice captain Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Sai Sudarshan, Abhimanyu Ishwaran still makes the squad. Will he make the 11 is the question. Karun Nair, Nitish Kumar Reddy and Jadeja comprises of the batting. Jadeja obviously with the ball as well. Dhruv Churel is your backup wicket keeper. And as Ninad mentioned about the bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah there, Mohammad Siraj, Prasidh Krishna, Akash Deep, Arshdeep Singh makes his maiden test call up. Yes, Ninad, yeah. And Kuldeep Yadav as the wrist spinner.
Just a thing, if you remove Bumrah out of the India team, the
Yeah,
India A bowling lineups look stronger than the India bowling lineup, honestly, because you've
interesting.
got bowlers like Khalil Ahmed, Anshul
Khalil Ahmed.
Kamboj, who we've seen them do this in the Ranji. They are able to bowl uh, on that consistent line length. And honestly,
Mhm.
this is one more observation that I've made is when you see test players play T20, test players make great power play bowlers, test bowlers.
Correct. I
So
agree. I
I
agree with
think
that. Yeah.
the bowlers that have done well in the power play in the IPL would do pretty well in the upcoming test series.
So yeah, that's why you mentioned Khalil, Anshul Kamboj, who had great seasons for CSK in the power plays, not especially at the death. But Amrit, if you can chip in here, what do you make of this squad? A lot of discussion about Shreyas Iyer missing out on this squad. Probably that's the only name which can be discussed about missing from the squad. I think rest everybody else has made it to the squad. Or do you have any other names which come up to your mind? Shami, obviously,
Yeah.
injury concerns, but apart from that, it's just Shreyas Iyer which can be discussed about
I think
out
the
of the
squad
squad.
is mostly what we all
Mhm.
discussed, and
Correct.
it's on very predictable lines.
Mhm.
Uh, Apart from, I think there could have been probably some names from the Ranji among the bowlers. Someone like Anshul Kamboj could have been in the main squad just to try him out on overseas conditions.
Mhm.
Uh, and coming to Shubman Gill's captaincy,
Yeah.
I recall in the Ravindra Jadeja's podcast, he
Correct. Yeah.
mentioned that captaincy in uh, tests is actually the most easiest out of all the formats. So I think it's a good thing to have him getting started in tests when you have white ball format sorted for captaincy, I guess.
Interesting point of view there. But yeah, Jadeja did mention that in the podcast with Ashwin. Kevin, your thoughts on this squad and how do you see the 11 shaping up? I'll put my 11 on the screen as well, which I just tried to type it out before we started. Jaiswal and KL Rahul to open. I've put in Karun Nair at 3 because I saw him in the England Lions matches and he batted at 3 in the first game and he batted at 4 in this game because Abhimanyu Ishwaran was asked to bat at 3. Number 4 is Shubman Gill. I've given the captain number 4. Pant at 5. uh no, there's no screen. It's just at the bottom that's coming up. Pant at 5. 6, number 6 can be Nitish Kumar Reddy or Dhruv Jurel. I discussed with this with Amrit as well. Probably Sai Sudarshan might not make it into 11 for the first couple of games. They might check out Karun Nair first and Nitish Kumar Reddy, and then Jadeja, Thakur, Jasprit Bumrah, Siraj, and then Prasidh or Arshdeep, one of the fast bowlers. Kevin, how do you see this 11 shaping up? What are the changes which you would like to make here?
Yeah, so let's get this right. So we're going with Jaiswal and KL Rahul, one and two.
Correct.
The number three spot is empty. Number four is I think Shubman
Okay.
Gill. So for
Yeah.
the number three, I think definitely Sai Sudarshan would be considered.
Mm-hmm.
Number five is then Rishabh Pant. You
Yeah.
have the number six spot. Actually, ideally, I would want Rishabh Pant to bat at six, and number
Okay.
five with this particular side. I think the best option that you have is definitely Karun Nair, and you to start off with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then you have six Rishabh Pant. Seven is definitely Jadeja.
Jadeja.
Then you have eight is eight. I think would be, let's for example Jasprit Bumrah. Nine you have is 9, 10, 11. Or we have three pacers.
So, would you include a Thakur at 8 because of his slight batting
Just for the
skills?
experience,
Yeah,
definitely for the
experience
experience, I
and
would.
batting skills. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely. So I would have seven Jadeja, eight Thakur, nine Bumrah, 10 and
Bumrah,
11. 10 is Siraj, and
Siraj
11,
is one of them, and then 11 it's
11
who?
is for the timing. Just say let's go with Prasidh Krishna just for that pace because Akashdeep doesn't have that pace, and I don't think we're giving him the new ball as well. We're giving it to
Correct.
Siraj and Bumrah.
Correct.
So yep.
So that's how you see it shaping up. Shabby, your thoughts, because I saw one of the discussions which you put out on the group was about Thakur and Reddy. Uh, do you think they're fighting for the same spot? Because Reddy seems to be more of a batting all rounder. In fact, I would say more of a batter who can bowl a couple of overs. And Thakur is obviously will start as a bowler and obviously at number 8 can score some runs with the bat. So do you see Reddy and Thakur fighting for different spots? Reddy at 6 and Thakur at 8, and then Thakur makes the 11. How do you see that?
Um, Possibly. So I guess in BGT, Nitish played at eight only, right?
Correct, correct.
Or
Yeah,
seven sometimes. But I don't think that spot is suiting him because he's delivering nothing with the bowling. So you're missing
agree,
out on one bowler spot there at
agree,
number eight. So
agree.
Shardul is definitely a better option. I guess he has performed well in recent times also. So he should pipe Nitish Reddy, but I'm not sure. I guess Nitish Reddy would still get that recency bias or that 100 in MCG and all that thing. So initially, I guess Nitish would still be considered at number eight. But if at all, we come up with the thing that bowling is not performing, we still need that fourth pacer option. Proper fourth pacer option is needed if the three are not performing. Then in that case, Shardul would be preferred. There can be one more thing that if when the matches when Bumrah is not playing, that case you will need fourth pacer, and then that time Shardul can be taken. But when Bumrah is there, if they are managing with three pacers, then Nitish can still be there in the squad. So something like that I'm feeling right now. But yeah, the number eight is not fit for Nitish, as for my opinion.
Yeah.
And if you talking about number six spot and all, but I guess six and seven are already sorted with Pant and Jadeja. So
Mhm.
why do you want to really move him up when you have the proper batters above there?
So how do you look at the top 5? You see Jaiswal, KL Rahul, Gill at 4 maybe. Who is your 3 and 5?
Yeah, Sai Sudarshan definitely. I'm mostly agree with Kevin here. Sai Sudarshan definitely deserves a chance to start with. So he is there. Maybe 3, 4. I'm not very sure. They'll decide where
Correct,
Gill wants to
correct.
bat.
Yeah,
Then the Sai Sudarshan makes there, and Karun Nair obviously scored double 100 yards. So he also deserves at least to
yeah.
start with, and then let's see how things go up ahead if we have to replace him with someone else.
Fair, fair.
I
Ninad,
just want to.
yeah, sorry,
Yes,
Kevin, go
sorry. I
ahead.
just want to bring this out. So Karun Nair was. If Karun Nair was not selected, who was the next? What was the option that India would have considered for number six? Were they really looking at Nitish Reddy?
I think Nitish Kumar Reddy and probably Dhruv Jurel as well is a viable option considering the way he's batting in the A games.
Okay, fine. Because now that batting looks really thin on paper. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
mean, what you said makes sense. If somebody gets injured, there are not many other options in that squad to replace. Let's go back to the squad real quick. But I think yeah, Abhimanyu Ishwaran is the only pure batter which I see in the squad. Sai Sudarshan is one. Karun Nair is one. Yeah, yeah, correct,
Easwaran
okay.
is only top order, right? He can't
correct,
bat in
correct,
the middle.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ishwaran
Yeah.
bats top three at max three. Can't bat below that. So yeah.
Yeah, but they now they're using him in the India games at three, so I'm not sure whether they're really considering him for that position.
Well,
But it,
he has been dismissed. Oh no, he's not been dismissed. He's still
still
batting.
batting.
He's still batting on 13, but yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, because ideally I would have wanted, maybe I don't know where Sai Sudarshan bats in first class, but I would have preferred having KL Rahul at number five for that solidity because
Mhm.
the best position to bat in England is definitely number four, number five. Because when the new ball is swinging, you just don't want to, kind of like get nicked out. And I feel bad for KL Rahul. He's become like a kind of like Tom Latham, like I keep saying, he gets the best batting position in ODIs is at the top of the order, but now and the best batting position in Test is in the middle order. And Shubman Gill has got both those positions. He's going to open in ODIs and he's going to bat in at number 4 in Test. And KL poor guy is going to bat in at number 5 or 6 in ODIs, and in Test he's been made a scapegoat to bat at the top. So some guys are lucky, some guys are unlucky. You've got to make most of your opportunities. And KL unfortunately had the opportunity to kind of like cement that opener spot, but he didn't make the most of his
Yeah,
opportunity. So he has to now make do with what he has.
agreed. Agreed. Moving on to the England team for the first test, the squad: Ben Stokes, Shoaib Bashir, Jacob Bethel, Harry Brook, Braden Cars. The bowling looks a bit different because Anderson and Broad as well have retired, but there is no Kohli as well uh, to have that Kohli versus Anderson battle. But yeah, the bowling, let's talk about the bowling. Josh Tongue, Chris Wokes, Bryden Cars, Sam Cook. Shabby, what are your thoughts on this bowling? Because the batting, pretty much we know what to expect. I mean, we know what the batting order will be or what. And Shoaib Bashir as the spinner. No Jack Leach as well. This looks like a new pace attack they are building towards the Ashes 2025, which is later this year. So they have picked bowlers who can bowl 140, 145 into the wicket. But does that really work in England? Because I see only Vokes being an out and out swing bowler. Rest are mostly hit the deck fast bowlers, whether you talk about Josh Tongue, Sam Cook, or even Bryden Cars.
Yeah, I mean, I think they are trying things now. So yeah, obviously it's their home. Series, so it's easier for them to bring in new ballers. Easier for them to perform as well. So not really tough to try new guys right now, and it's just the first stage that they have announced for. So
Correct.
obviously they'll have new guys coming up later. Mark Wood is the one. Chopra Archer, we already had a news that he can also come back. So definitely those guys would come up later, but right now they're trying with the new guys, so it's good. And but you have that experience there with Chris Stokes, and even Ben Stokes balls a lot. I hope so. Ben Stokes balls, right? Yeah, in
Yeah,
test.
he started bowling
Yeah,
again in that Zimbabwe game. He picked up a lot of wickets as well. So yeah,
correct. He is always dangerous lad in tests. So he is there as experience along with Chris Stokes. And yeah, I guess the new guys, Braden Cast is like well known now. He's there part of the other squad as well, other format.
yeah.
So he's also good guy. But yeah, I hope. I mean, it's a new, but I don't think it's tough for them. It's really easy for them because they know their home conditions very well.
Shabby is indirectly telling us that it's a 5-0 series, which we can expect from England. It's really easy. Good morning, sir, says Raj. Good morning. If you have any questions regarding the India England series, which we are discussing right now, go ahead. We'll try and answer them as well. Ninad, Bazball. We talked about their bowling, but their batting. Geez, what a batting lineup. Zach Crawley opening with Ben Duckett. You'll probably have Oli Pope at 3 or Jacob Bethel at 3. We don't know yet. 5 people have started watching our stream. It's half the Indian team. So if anybody has any questions, do put us in the comment section. But yeah, number 5, Harry Brooks. 6, Ben Stokes. That batting, and 7, Jamie Smith. That's a gun batting lineup.
Well, Ninal is, I think he
Frozen.
dozed off. I think he dozed off. Yeah, but I'll just bring this out.
Yeah.
I don't think
Are you
this.
guys able to hear me?
Yeah,
My
yeah,
Yeah,
now
we
we
internet's
can
can
hear
hear.
you.
facing some issues.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I think your video is a
Yeah,
bit
right.
choppy.
Sorry about that. Right. Okay. I mean, England looks to be, India looks to be a better team on paper, but looking at the way these guys
Well,
have gone
Shabby
about Harry
doesn't
Brook,
agree with you. He has gone with
Biden
5-0.
Cars, Zach Crawley, even for the matter, Ben Duckett as well. Ben Duckett has been in phenomenal form over the
Mhm.
year. So I think, as I said again, our bowling lineup is key. We have to get these wickets early, not let them settle. It's going to be a tough chase. Coming to predictions, I think I'll give my prediction towards the end of the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. Towards the end of
Yeah.
the stream, we'll go around with the predictions. Amrit wanted to discuss this, and fortunately, you have a question on this. Amrit, your thoughts on this? What do you think about the trophy name change? Because from what we are hearing, the trophy is now named Tendulkar Anderson Trophy, obviously based on Sachin Tendulkar and James Anderson. Earlier, it was the Patodi Trophy. So, your thoughts on this? because a lot
Probably
of
they
people.
should
Yeah,
have named it after, Dravid Anderson. Dravid has been a much better performer in England.
mhm. Kevin, if
So
you want to add your 2 cents here.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the same, but Tendulkar has got more runs than Dravid because he played more Test matches in England. But definitely, Dravid had the biggest say in those games. But it's tough. I wouldn't have liked the name change, but I would have no issues if both of them are handing over the trophy, unlike what we saw in the BJT. So, so yes, and the good thing about the this series, especially in England, what happens is we have two man of the matches, the
Correct.
best player from England side and the best player from the Indian side. I think from the Indian side, it's definitely going to be Jasprit Bumrah if he plays all those three matches. And but coming back to the prediction, I don't think England are going to win 5-0 because this is one of the weakest English bowling lineups that I'm looking at. And if you see Bryden Cast and Jimmy Overton, definitely they're not bowlers. They're just bits and pieces all rounders, especially in first class cricket. Jimmy Overton has a 97 in Test cricket as a batsman, but I don't think he has taken more than 3 wickets in a Test innings. Cast, I don't think has played that much, so that the bowling maybe Potts I think is an upcoming bowler. He's doing a bit. Tongue has a bit of
Yeah,
pace,
yeah,
but
I'm a bit surprised why some of the bowlers missing out. They might be injured because Amrit said Gus Atkinson is injured. Matt Potts is one of the bowlers who is upcoming. Another name which I'm forgetting, but yeah, he should be
there
there
is Sam
around this.
Cook. Sam
Sam
Cook
Kung is
around.
there, yeah.
But he's done
Josh
well in
Tongue is there.
T20s. Josh
Yeah,
Tongue
yeah,
has, so these are all limited overs bowlers. If I
mhm,
would, uh, I don't want to say they're limited in their abilities, but
yeah.
when it comes to Test cricket, I don't think they have. Besides Chris Woakes, I don't think they have anyone who can swing the ball. How many overs? Who's that? In especially in Test cricket, we had someone called Ishan Sharma who was labeled a workhorse.
Correct.
When the ball is not doing anything, consistently come and bowl until second innings. Shami came and he kind of like added teeth to the bowling. But who's going to be that bowler who's going to go in and give in tireless overs? We had Mark Wood who do it for England in the Ashes, but besides that, who's that guy? Is it going to be Ben Stokes? So the bowling is at a low at a kind of like a low. It's pretty weak. The batting, maybe if Harry Brook would have promoted himself to number three, but that's not happening. He wants to bat at number five. So
Five,
you
yeah.
have that bits and pieces player there. You have Ollie Pope who has kind of like his contract stated that he can't score more than a century against each opposition. So he he kind of like does
Mm.
scores one good innings and then the entire series he just disappears. So I don't know. It's going to be a series where like unlike the BGT, the England versus India series is going to be which team plays more poorly to go on to lose the series. So and we're going to see a lot of that talk saying that one bad session cost us the series. It's going to happen a lot. So India has a good chance, but both the bowling lineups, I don't want to say they suck, but they're going to be tested if the batting just kind of like hangs on a bit over there. But definitely
Yeah,
England has a much more settled batting lineup for sure.
yeah. We have a question for Ninad if he's still around. Ninad. So yeah, it's coming in Ninad's background. Bapu's face looks like he just landed on Epstein Island. If you want to talk about that,
सर मेरे को पता नहीं सर एप्स्टीन आइलैंड पे क्या होता है
correct. Nobody knows. Only
इनको पता होगा इनको पता होगा
fair. Fair enough.
Donald Trump,
Just
he
yeah,
knows.
Trump knows. Trump knows. Just last final
इलॉन मस्क
discussion.
नोस
Yeah, yeah. Let's one final discussion before we end this stream because Shabby had given us just 1.5 hours. We are paying him 5 lakh rupees for that. Unfortunately, I revealed his amount. No problem. But yeah, moving on to the last part of the India tour of England, which is the predictions. Before that, if anybody has any other points about the series, Joe Root, I think he will be the second highest run scorer by the end of the series in Test cricket, not in any series. He will be the highest Test run score, second highest Test run scorer. He's not far off of Sachin Tendulkar as well, considering that he's just 33. So he's going to be a thorn in the Indian bowling attack because he will keep scoring runs. But yeah, apart from that, series predictions now. Let's start with Shabby. I think he indirectly did try to imply that it's going to be 5-0 for England,
No, no. I
considering
mean,
that.
yeah, yeah. I did not say 5-0, and
Yeah,
that's not in my
obviously,
mind.
obviously.
But then obviously it's advantage England. But
Correct,
it would be similar to last times, I guess. Once it was 3-1 or 4-1, I don't remember properly now. I
but
guess it was 2-2 the last time. Sorry.
correct, correct.
Before that, it was 4-1,
4-1, 4-1.
and even before that, it was 3-1. I guess if I remember correctly.
Correct, you're right on all three. Yeah,
So correct. So I guess now it would be again 4-1 or 3-1.
interesting, interesting. Shabby goes 3-1 or 4-1 for England. Yeah, obviously says Shabby. Kevin, you want to go next or you want to go last, because you will be the main man here with the prediction. You'll get it right, is what is the assumption for everybody.
No, no, no. I think I would like to believe it's 3-2. I don't see any matches drawn unless weather has a say. But I think there'll be a lot of time
But
in this
weather
game.
weather always
Well,
has a say in England.
correct. In England, you
Yeah,
have to expect the weather have to
Yeah.
will have a say in at least one of the games.
I wish I could say 2-2, but I think maybe it's 3-1 then. 3-1 in favor of England.
Yeah,
Jasprit Bumrah. I just want to confirm this. Is Jasprit Bumrah deciding which test matches he's going to play, or is the team deciding? Because I don't think any player has that much of power.
Gambhir said that we will decide that based on the results and how the series is going forward and all that stuff.
But how that number came out, like it was Jasprit Bumrah who who kind
I
of like told the
not sure.
selectors, like, I want to play only 3 test matches. Like, oh my god, that's
No, shouldn't it would have been 1-2 and then three break and then 4-5. So four, I don't know.
yeah.
Depend.
Yeah. It would depend on the conditions and the pitches
Correct.
that are,
Hmm.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you yeah, that
I'm
makes a lot of sense.
I'm imagining, Jasprit Bumrah, Shubman Gill, and Gautam Gambhir going and looking at the pitch and like, oh, this is a flat belter, Jasprit, you can rest.
Well, I think we will need him more on flat wickets because the other bowlers will get smacked for 4 boundaries in an over. Bend
No,
a get.
they can just say, like, we'll be let's draw this test match.
fair, fair, fair. For that, the batters will need to bat out of their skin. I'll go next. I agree with both Kevin and Shabby. I think it's 3-1 in England's favor. One will get draw because of weather. The pitches in England have been quite flat, but England bat as good as they do in England. So they will score a lot of runs, 400, 500 runs almost, and then India will struggle in most of the matches. Just like what happened in Gabba and MCG, India couldn't just get to the score Australia got. So yeah, I'm going in with 3-1. Amrit, what are you going in with?
I think I'll go for 3-2
3-2.
in favor of England.
Mm-hmm.
We have DSP Siraj also, so I
Yeah,
think a lot of people missed out on discussing him.
yeah,
So him and Bumrah are going to be the key players for India.
fair. Bumrah and
I
Siraj
also
with
wanted
new ball.
to
Yeah,
discuss your thoughts on the use of saliva has been allowed now. So
even
do
in
you
international cricket,
yes.
perfect.
So do you think reverse swing could also come up in this series with the old ball?
I think so, yes, especially because there have been flat conditions in England. If the weather stays sunny, dry conditions coming in, and then saliva being used, definitely reverse swing will come into play, and then we might have that famous commentary. What a ball, what a baller. If Jasprit Bumrah can get the ball to reverse swing and knock off Ollie Pope's all stumps, it would be fun. Kevin, your thoughts, Shabby, your thoughts on reverse swing?
I'm not sure. I think it'll be more of conventional swing, and because the Duke's ball, I don't know, reverse
Hmm.
swing was only 2005. After that, I don't think we saw much of reverse swing. And the pitches also in England, if they are abrasive, a lot, and it's pretty warm and sunny, then maybe the reverse swing come into picture. But I think with conventional swing, and we'll be seeing a lot of wickets. I hope the wickets are green. I wish there is something in it for the bowlers more than this flat batting wickets.
Yeah.
That England kind of like dish out, because then the toss comes into picture, and I don't want to know the result of the game just by knowing who won the toss. So, but it definitely helps, because even with conventional swing, with by adding saliva, you could kind of like swing the ball. But you know, with England, I know Chris Woakes is going to swing the ball. With India, it's Arshdeep Singh who's going to swing the ball. I don't know who else, because Siraj is more of like a wobble seam bowler. Even Jasprit is more a hit the deck. Krishna is hit the deck. Akashdeep has a good wrist position, but he's also more of like a seam skiddy bowler. So I don't know why Deepak Char didn't develop into this into test bowler. I thought after Bhuvi he was the next swing bowler, but for some reason he's never
Uh,
in contention.
Ninad will tell you he'll get injured after 3 overs, so it's of no use to make Deepak Chair in a test squad. But yeah,
Yeah.
Shabby, you gave your predictions. Amrit gave his predictions. Ninad, at the time of prediction, he has gone away. I know his trick. Ninad, you can't say be saved from this. You'll have to give your predictions because see,
Uh,
after this, ये clip काट के हम डालेंगे. बाद में फिर Indian team will respond to us saying that if they win the series, they will show us as jokers, saying that we all predicted in favor of England. So you'll have to give a prediction.
right. I'll go on the slightly optimistic route that we would
Hmm.
win 2-2. It'll be a
Okay,
draw 2-2,
draw.
but I see that as a win.
Fair enough. So nobody thinks India will win the series. At most, we have a 2-2 prediction from Ninad. It's 3-2 from Amrit, 3-1 or 4-1 from Shabby, 3-1 from Kevin, and 3-1 from me as well. Top run scorer and wicket taker before we end this stream. Now, last final thoughts here. Top run scorer, I'm going with Joe Root. Top wicket taker, I would have gone in with Jasprit Bumrah, but because he's not playing all five tests, I think Chris Wokes, All England, Joe Root and Chris Wokes. Amrit, let's go. Top run scorer, top wicket taker. Can we
I'll
name
I'll
Prince?
I'll go with the same. Mostly Joe Root
Joe
and
Root and Chris
Chris
Wokes.
Wokes. But if Chris Wokes has an injury, then perhaps there could be DSP Siraj
Mohammad
also on the
Siraj.
list.
Yeah, that was my second option, but yeah, I went in with Chris Wokes. Ninad, you're next in line. Top run scorer, top wicket taker. Both Jasprit Bumrah for you.
No, I am not expecting him to take a 10 wicket haul.
Mhm.
So, yeah, clip this. Watch Bumrah take a 10 wicket haul. So, yeah, I think I will have to go with Chris Wokes and Joe Root. Yeah, that's the most obvious thing. I want to say Ben Duckett, but nah, it's going to be Joe Root.
Kevin, let's have Harry Brook and Josh Tongue as your names.
No, no, I was going to say Shubman Gill. I was going to say. I wish
Interesting.
that, yeah, I wish that Joe Root kind of like mm, does some magic, but I feel Shubman Gill definitely. If you have Sai Sudarshan at three, definitely Shubman Gill as the top scorer, and wicket taker. I feel Jasprit Bumrah. Even though he'll play those three test matches, I also feel that there could be a surprise for us if in case test matches are getting over in 3 days, we could see Jasprit Bumrah, kind of like slipping in with one more test match. But Jasprit Bumrah and Shubman Gill for me.
Kevin goes all India. Shabby,
Yep.
here the last one here.
I mean, for batters, definitely would be someone from England, Joe Root or Harry Brook, I think. In terms of bowling, I am thinking England would keep on changing their attack. So it might not be the anyone highest wicket taker from them. So can be DSP, the
Mohammad
highest wicket taker.
Siraj.
Yeah.
So Joe Root / Harry Brook and Mohammad Siraj for Shabby. That's with all the predictions. That's it for today on Cricket Addicts episode 1 of season 2. We will be back hopefully next week with some more details on the test series, as this match will be over as well. The second India A game. KL Rahul is batting well again. Hopefully he can get another big score. But at this point of time, that's it for Cricket Addicts. Thank you very much for joining us on this podcast. Thank you to all the panelists. And whoever is watching, please do like, share, and subscribe so that we can keep increasing the number of episodes which we put out. Thank you very much. Thank you. And